Yeah,
That really been, man.
Daryl Morey asked, it will go balls to the wall for James. You feel me?
whatever.
You feel me? James definitely getting traded for sure.
James needs to get traded.
When?
He need to trade them braids away.
Send his ass to Denver.
Fat boy.
Hey, man, that man look like me out there.
Yeah, he definitely. I was just about to. Nah, Irv. No. You light bright almost. You definitely not. Javen.
Like when my daughter's children in her class, they called us albino.
It kind of fits, bro. You kind of look like Powder, Jay. Yeah, you look like the HBCU president when people was like, "Yo, why they all only hiring light skinned cats?"
Look how far we've come.
Because we can only go to the state for funding if we look like them. No, hey man, let's stop the foolishness and start the show. Shout out to HBCU Esports. Shout out to Game Breakers, man. Access Replay. Let's get it.
Knows. Peace and blessings, world, and welcome to another edition of Fresh Perspective, where we give you a fresh take on this week's hot topics. And hey, man, I'm back. Thank you to the fellas for carrying the show while I wasn't here. Excellent show. But before we get into it, I gotta introduce the crew. Always to the right of me. Well, you know, most of the time. Gotta start with my man Bo 2.0. Talk to me, Bo. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. What's up, world? Let's get it.
All right, and then we got the young and talented Mr. Courtney Chappelle. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. What's the word, Joe? I'm good.
Okay, and then also we got the one who makes the show look so nice, so smooth, and so crisp. We got the professional, Mr. D. Stanfield. How you doing, sir?
You know what, man? You're going to stop disrespecting my guy James, man. You're going to say one of the ones that make it look so special, because when my guy James is up here, it looks official too, Pete.
Hey, shout out to Big Game James,
Shout out to
man.
James.
Definitely. And, you know, we actually have a lineup that we wanted to go through, but I kind of got to break stride, man. How about that game on Monday night? My boy Lamar Baker going head up. You know, on this show, we've been really, really tough on Baker Mayfield. Very, very tough on Mayfield.
Not all of us.
Somebody
on this panel said that the Browns was going to win the division. I ain't going to say who that is.
Ooh, we might have to find out. But, Bo, I'm going to start with you, man. Did Baker earn your respect this Monday?
Baker playing some good football. He's actually playing better without Odell, and I'm not. I mean, a few people.
He said it. He said it.
A few people said it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying the Browns are not better without Odell Beckham. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, he said it.
Did we just have a moment, guys? Did we just have a? We just had a moment.
Hey,
Fresh Perspective.
Everybody watch the show. Round of applause for Bo for keeping it a buck.
Here they go. Keeping it a buck.
I told you he's conflicted.
I'm not saying. Look, y'all know how I feel about Odell. You know, I think he's top 5. I think he's the best receiver in football. That's just me.
He top 3.
I love the kid. You know what I mean? But they've been playing good football without him, and I'm not saying they're better, but when you have a talent like Odell on that outside, you gotta force him the ball.
Should they trade him?
He's going to be gone after this season.
I'm pretty sure that's
he's
what
gonna
they
be
were
gone.
doing, though.
I think he'll definitely be gone out after this season. But the Browns should make the playoffs. They look good. Baker's playing decent football. Lamar came back like he Willis Reed.
I was about to say, what you think about Lamar?
He
man?
came back like his Willis Reed got hurt and came back and led him to victory. He gonna have to throw the ball better. He gonna throw for like 100-some yards in that game. He ran the ball like he always do. You know, that's what Lamar do. But
124, 2 touchdowns.
yeah, I mean that's what he do. Him running the ball, it don't shock me because that's what he do. He got to better throw the ball if he's gonna beat somebody in the playoffs. But the Ravens needed that game more than the Browns because the Ravens fighting for the playoff spot. The Browns they win one or two more games, they should be in. They win one more game, I think they'll get in at least as a wild card.
Actually, if we went out, we still need help.
Huh? If y'all win out, y'all still
we
need
can
help?
go 11 and 6.
Who's the 17 right now?
I mean,
Miami.
You got Miami playing good football.
Yeah, I seen y'all schedule. Y'all should win y'all next 3 games. Y'all should win y'all
should.
next 3 games. But
We
we
should.
definitely gonna beat y'all.
yeah, but y'all got so. But Baker has been playing good football.
And I'll go to Courtney because Courtney, you've been one of the you and myself have been 2 of the top critics when it comes to Baker Mayfield. Did Baker Mayfield earn your respect?
But
this
your
Monday?
criticism is come from 2 different places.
Yeah, true. It does.
2 totally different places.
Not necessarily. I thought the man was overhyped too. And look, and I love.
I mean,
Courtney
Courtney just
said
didn't like
overhyped.
he didn't like the treatment he was getting. That's all.
Court said Baker Mayfield is Cam Newton that didn't get in trouble. Because never mind, I'm gonna leave that where it is.
Okay, so Courtney, did Baker earn your respect Monday?
Yo, hold on. That's Kodak moment number 2. I made Court speechless.
I plead the fifth.
No, speak. I mean, he played good football this
No,
Monday.
hell
so.
no. Baker ain't proved nothing to me. He lost. You lost. I don't care about the big throw. Lamar came out the bathroom and said, "Watch this shit." And he
Hold
lost.
on, he was getting IVs.
Literally.
He was getting IVs.
Watch this shit. On 4th down at that. Hold on. Wait.
He was getting
Don't do
IVs.
the last play until I get back. Hold on.
Oh, he was getting IVs.
I got
all
something
right.
for
You know
you.
why you need IVs in that moment in the
Listen,
game?
man.
Because you're dehydrated. You know how you
Listen,
get
man.
dehydrated quick than a motherfucker or quick than a shitter?
Wow.
Baker is having a solid season amongst everything. The name of the game is to get the wins. So I will not disrespect him on that because his job is to just get the wins. Do I credit it to him? Hell no. That is a hell of a running game they got. Like a hell of a running game
Yeah,
dragging
Chubb is a beast.
But they got the best 1-2 punch
They got
in
the best
football.
1-2 punch in football.
And
That's
if you
what I'm
focus,
saying.
Easily.
and if you focus on the run game, then you opening up one-on-one matchups and Jarvis Landry and them. Then I expect him to be able to make some of them throws because it's like being back at Oklahoma. So it's no disrespect to him. I just don't give him the credit. I'm not going to fully diss him, but did he prove something to me? Hell no. And he still, if you blitz his ass, this shit's going to get ugly. It's only good when he get to play football, he get to chill out and hang out. When they blitz him, it look bad.
Okay, so what you think about Lamar Jackson?
Hey, man, Lamar is exactly who I told you he was coming out of college. I told you he was a supreme talent, a supreme athlete that is hella inaccurate and would need to be a better thrower. People thought I was tripping, but he is. He's all of the things y'all say. You still got to be a better passer in today's game. Like, this is why when I was screaming Deshaun, I take Deshaun over Lamar, these were the reasons I was saying such. But outside of that, Lamar got lucky. Lamar need better receivers. I'm going to keep preaching. I think Lamar need bigger receivers around him. He has to make too good of throws for his abilities.
But Boykin is 6'3", 6'4", runner 4'4". Like we got a big receiver.
All right.
Y'all best
He
receiver.
look like DJ Metcalf?
No,
Yeah,
nobody
best-
look like DJ.
All right.
Y'all best receiver is Hollywood.
It's DK Metcalf, and yeah, he don't look nothing like
Yeah,
that.
don't nobody look like DK.
I mean, to echo,
Yeah, so
to
we
echo-
should-
Or if he's not athletic, if not taller, let me be specific. A
Court,
receiver
I
with a
got-
better catch
I got you.
radius.
I got you.
How about that?
Y'all should have been on the horn for Stephen Diggs way before Buffalo.
Actually, we should have drafted Stephon Diggs instead of letting him
That's
go to the
neither here
fifth
nor
round.
there.
That's
bro.
fair.
The
But-
thing is, you had 2 shots at probably, if not the 3rd best, at least the 5th best route runner in the league. Period.
Y'all should have got Josh Gordon once he got done
That's
with
another
Should
one.
have took Josh Gordon.
Should've
Took
took
another
Josh
one.
Gordon.
But instead, you waited on Des Bryant, and you got Des Bryant type of production, which is
I actually don't understand what my coaching staff is doing with
he's
Des
the Joker,
Bryant.
bro.
It's like, at least let the man
What
play.
happened to Mark Ingram this year? He had a great year last year.
High ankle sprain.
People caught up to that
Yeah,
shit.
No, high ankle sprain.
The high ankle sprain stopped his
It lingers,
explosiveness.
yeah.
It's not something.
High ankle sprain. He can still play football.
Well, sit your
So
ass
so
on the
so
bench.
so D Stanfield. Did Baker impress you? He never quit.
I'm gonna put it to you like this.
He never quit. He lost.
never quit.
He lost.
So I'm gonna put it to you like this. Even in one of Baker's less accurate passing games, he still looked more accurate than my quarterback, Trubisky. He looked eons better, more accurate than Lamar and even Josh Allen. To be perfectly honest with you, I saw people in the comment section of the game on Bleacher Report like talking about Baker's trash early on in the game, and then when he got warm, everybody shut the fuck up. Dude, listen. Let me tell you something. Baker was drafted number 1 because of his accuracy, not because of anything else but the fact that he's mobile and accurate. And they knew at that time with losing Joe Thomas that Cleveland Browns offense could not sustain another quarterback that couldn't get around in the pocket. So they made their bet.
That's why they didn't take Sam Darnold.
That's exactly why they didn't take Sam Darnold. Aside from the fact that he's a sunshine punk ass. Well, all right, he's Matt Leinart reincarnated. Moving
Who's
on.
Matt Leinart reincarnated?
Sam Darnold.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
That's disrespectful.
It is, but
That's
I like
disrespectful
it.
as
I
fuck.
like the comparison.
You feel me? No, because he'll be better when he gets away. Don't
Yeah,
fucking
he
blame
played
him
for
for
the
playing
Jets.
for the Jets,
He played for
man.
the Jets. He does play for the
That's
Jets.
whack.
for the Jets.
Or he could turn into Jeff George and just never evolve into the quarterback he was supposed to be.
This is a fact, but I'd rather judge him away from the Jets.
I know I gotta take some.
Well,
some
I mean, I could have been
lemonade.
extra disrespectful and call him.
Can you
Mark
imagine?
Sanchez.
Imagine Josh Allen with the Jets.
Shout out to the D Stanfield's lemonade.
Can you imagine Josh Allen with the Jets?
Can you imagine Lamar Jackson with the Jets?
Can you imagine Lamar Jackson?
Well,
with the Jets?
They be-
Josh
He be hurt. He be RG3.
when Sam Darnold
That's rich.
when Sam Darnold and Josh Allen were drafted, him going to that Jets team, he would have been eons more successful than Sam Darnold. Because
Absolutely not.
Their running attack was the predicate of their
Do you
offense.
know who Josh Allen is? Do you know his beliefs?
All right.
His way of living.
So
Okay, and
not
so
a
what you
survivor.
now you going back to all right. So,
so what
moving
you
on.
think about Lamar?
First of all, to answer your question, I thought Baker did a good job. I was more impressed with his wherewithal than I was with his actual game. Again, this is one of his less accurate games. He didn't lose his composure.
Not at all.
The one cheap shot hit that he caught and the 2 slam downs.
Was it really cheap?
It was.
What was cheap about it?
We don't have to go there. It was cheap. It was cheap though. Even when Calais came to the sideline, read lips, nigga. So he kept his composure, and even in losing, he went to the locker room, kind of clapping it off, like, "Yo, we in this." Like, these are people that used to run over us. They got a win last year when they caught y'all slipping, and then the next game they got blew the hell out. Like, he really feel like he there. So I applaud that. I applaud his composure. I applaud the fact that he has shut the fuck up for the last 4 weeks, even though they've been winning.
That's all I wanted him
That's
to do.
cool. That's cool.
So you applaud him taking a beating.
I applaud him.
Okay.
Was I impressed? No. I'm with Court. You got it. Number one, you got to get
People
a W.
applaud
Number two,
strippers
if you
for doing
don't
the
start
same
slow, y'all probably win that game because of everything else that y'all were doing right in the rest of the game. And then the only reason I won't put it all on him is because Cody Parkey is still out here fucking up everybody's career. In terms of wins, if Cody Parkey doesn't lose that, if he doesn't miss that the field goal and the extra point, they win. Point blank period. So that being said, Lamar Jackson was Lamar Jackson, like Bo said. He did what
He's special.
Yeah, he is special.
He's special at running the ball. He
Special
is.
ed.
Yeah.
No, he's just special at what he adds to the game.
He's special
I
at
mean,
running the ball.
no.
No, but he adds different nuances
What
to the
does
game.
he add
Like what?
besides
What-
running?
What does he add?
Well, that wasn't added. It was already there. But what does he add?
Yeah, what have he added that we haven't seen from Michael Vick?
Or Randall Cunningham?
Well, I'll
Aside
say
from
this.
speed, maybe.
Yeah, his speed is on another level. And then when you look at,
Like Michael Vick?
hold on, when you look at that
He might be
pass,
faster than Mike was.
when you look at that pass that he gave
Straight
to
line speed.
Hollywood, the reason why Hollywood was open is because when Lamar threatened,
Yeah,
the
it wasn't no
corner,
perfect pass.
they had to come in.
Yeah,
and
and
so
they
that
left
freed
Hollywood.
that freed the guy up, and he was able. It's like when Lamar tries to be that traditional pocket passer,
That ain't him.
it's not him.
Duh.
But when you see him running around and getting in rhythm, it's,
But I said
it's
that-
special.
But then when
I
y'all-
said the same thing about my quarterback. Not to keep bringing up a quarterback that doesn't measure up to Lamar. I don't want to be disrespectful.
Thank you.
But I said the same thing about my quarterback. And the difference. This is the difference of somebody going to an organization that actually cares about the player and is going to build around the player versus an organization that is so arrogant they want to stick to their system.
And I can't stand that.
And
I can't stand that when they do that. Especially like look at Mariota. at Oregon, he was a dog. He get to Tennessee. Why not run the same offense he ran in college?
Why are you running a drop back?
Yeah, why are you putting him in I form and all that under the center? He was never under center in college.
Because
He
this
ain't
ain't
that.
college.
But he ain't that.
So why draft him? You ain't gonna use him for what he is.
He is not that, and
I salute the Ravens for running what Lamar can do. I salute them for
from
that.
top to bottom. So me and
Yeah.
Corey talked about this. The Ravens, they knew what they was doing. John Harbaugh knew who they wanted to draft. They played the field like they was going to draft somebody else. They knew exactly who they wanted to draft. They went out and got Greg Roman to bring back the offense that he orchestrated for Cap, a quarterback that's very similar to Lamar, but heavy and lacking in terms of some of the.
Like you don't think
intangibles
like
and
if you don't
intangibles.
think if they would have ran that offense for Mariota, he couldn't do what Lamar doing. And he was a better passer.
Ooh.
He's not faster than Lamar, but he's quick.
Who?
He's fast enough.
Mariota.
Mariota.
And he's way
more accurate. So
Way
you
more
don't think if
accurate.
they would have changed the offense for him, he could have did what Lamar doing right now?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, you look back on that draft class.
With Mariota
and
right
both
now?
of those guys bust.
Oakland starting again.
Raiders.
Both of those guys bust that came out in that draft. So, and you know, interesting is and all of this talk. It kind of
I don't think James is done yet though.
It kind of brings me to the next question though, because
I don't think RG3 done.
with this game,
Are you done?
stop it. With this game that everybody was
He's
pretty much
not
coining
done.
the best game of the season. It's a lot of energy behind, you know, the Ravens, the Browns, Steelers have taken 2 straight losses. So there's a little worry about them. Courtney, I'm gonna start with you on this one. With all of that said, man, who do you think is like the biggest threat to KC right now, or is KC a
last
bust?
week, Buffalo. Same thing I said last week, Buffalo. I
Okay.
told y'all Pittsburgh is fucking losers. I told y'all. Just wait on it. Just be patient with them. You know, they are losers. You know what I mean? As long as Ben Roethlisberger is at the helm of that quarterback, I expect them to fail. I expect them to fail miserably. Just like I expect Philip Rivers to fail, and I expect him to fail miserably. So, I'm going with Josh Allen, which is great for me. You know, I have come a long way. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
But I'm
Shout
gonna
out
go with
to
the
Ice
biggest
who
threat.
couldn't make it tonight.
Hey.
But I'm gonna go with the biggest threat
Hey man,
being,
pause,
being,
man.
being Buffalo.
He just shouted out Josh Allen.
I like the look. I like that.
I do too. That's dope.
Yo, this is a night of Kodak moments,
Listen,
bro.
man, listen, yeah,
And yes, guys,
I'm gonna
and-
roll with Buffalo. 'Cause, they the only ones I think Josh the only one that's willing to go out there and go get it with Pat. I think he the only one to see a touchdown thrown and look and go, I bet I got something for you. Though I have my other reasons why he has this kind of attitude, especially against somebody like Pat. You know, I just think he's
So let me get this straight.
capable of in a shootout.
if
He's
I may.
capable of winning.
If I may, are you saying that they might be marrying the opposite culture, like cross?
I did not say that at all. What I said was that I think he has the mental fortitude
Yo.
to go have a shootout with Patrick Mahomes.
I've never heard Courtney more politically correct.
Shout out to the
At that
Lemonade.
very moment.
And listen, you guys are watching Fresh Perspective, and thank you for everybody for tuning in. Hey, actually, do we have anything in the comments, D?
We do, man. Kellen for the culture said, "Who the biggest threat to Buffalo?" Should be the question. Ooh,
Exactly, Kelly.
ooh,
The biggest threat to
culture.
Buffalo.
Okay.
Boy, ain't like that.
Anybody else?
Relax with that.
I
Boy, ain't like that.
See, Ice Echo Baker balled out.
Pipe down with
Then
that.
he said trash bag Trubisky. Don't like yo. I've never seen somebody in the comment section that's supposed to be on the set talk more shit than Ice.
And so I'm gonna go to you, and I'm gonna say Bo last for this one, man. With everything that's transpired in the past couple of weeks, who do you feel is the best? You know, the biggest threat to KC, or is it KC or bust?
Is KC a bust?
You
No, he
last.
said, "Is it KC
Oh.
or bust?"
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say the same thing that I said a few weeks back. It's not just Buffalo that's a threat to KC. In my opinion, it's Oakland and Indianapolis. I watched what Oakland did to them, and y'all seeing what Indianapolis. And now that Darius Leonard,
But Oakland's losing to the Chargers. They not gonna be there.
About
Yo.
to be tied up.
yeah.
Okay, it's about to be tied up, but Oakland's not gonna be there.
They might not
You
make
don't
the
know that
playoffs.
because and if they're not there, it'll probably be Mariota's fault. But moving on, I think that Indianapolis has the defense to be able to contend with them. It's just which Phillip Rivers you're gonna get. You're gonna get regular season Phillip, or you're gonna get playoff Phillip. Nobody wants playoff P.
Wow. and we gonna discuss that too. Playoff P.
We don't want playoff P in the
Yes,
defense.
sir.
You don't want Paul George, and you don't want Phillip Rivers. Neither one of them playoff Ps was good. They
But
trash.
you do want the lemonade.
I might take Paul George over Phillip Rivers in the playoff.
Not,
Actually, it was
nah.
LT all of those years. It wasn't Phillip. Phillip at least stood tall. It was LT that was hurt all of them years in the playoffs when they were supposed to be
he wasn't hurt.
favorites.
He was crying because he said Bill Belichick cheated. Remember that?
He probably did. But
And it's the same man that said he wanted to share the slave mountain. No,
so
you know what?
who's your biggest threat then to KC?
He said it.
I think,
Colts.
I think it's Colts. I think it's Colts. Yeah.
Okay. Because
Whoa!
I don't believe in the Raiders.
Back. Whoa, time out.
I'm talking about outside of Buffalo, bro. Relax.
Who's the biggest threat?
Indianapolis.
Who they quarterback?
That's what he was saying, Phillip Rivers.
They paid a new quarterback?
Yeah,
So
I'm
you
not
just don't know what you're gonna
They
get out
got
of
a new
Phillip Rivers.
quarterback?
I just said playoff P. Nobody, you don't know which way you
Hey, listen, I got all the way off this conversation. But unless they hire a new quarterback from the depths of hell somewhere.
Jacoby still the backup?
Who?
Jacoby.
Jacoby, shout out to you, Playboy. We waiting on you. Because that's the only way there's some semblance of hope of success. You hear me?
I'm not in total disagreement with
You
Court,
should
but like
put
if
Phillip
they get to
Rivers'
the Eastern
ass in the
Conference
river.
Finals,
You mean the AFC Championship game?
the AFC Championship game. If they get to the fucking AFC Championship game, I would start Jacoby, bro.
Listen, they get to the AFC Championship game, I buy a fucking Phillip Rivers jersey. You hear me? I buy that bitch and put it. I hang it on my wall. You feel me?
Wait, you don't think they can get there?
No,
Not with Phillip Rivers.
not with
think
Phillip
so.
Rivers.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Yo, mark my words.
I don't care about your words. You said
Everybody
that last
going in
week.
the playoffs.
Are you going on wax?
He was on wax last week.
If Indy and did I take a step back from that?
No.
Negative.
No,
Okay.
no.
If Indy goes in there fully healthy, defense especially, but defense and offense, they go in there fully healthy.
No.
There's no doubt in my mind that they can make the Western, the AFC.
Okay, guys, you heard it here.
The
Fresh
Knicks-
perspective.
Yep, the Knicks can go to the Eastern Conference
Mr.
Finals. Shit ain't
Professional
gonna happen.
has just gone on wax to say that if Indy gets into the NFL playoffs, that they can make a run into the AFC Championship. But now I'm gonna go over to my man Bo 2.0. Who is the biggest threat in your mind to KC?
Not Phillip Rivers.
Tennessee Titans. And I think it's gonna be a rematch of the AFC Championship.
After they got drugged, you know, they got exposed by the Browns. You think?
I mean, they did, but they also beat the Colts this year. The Colts beat them, and they also beat Buffalo. They beat Buffalo. They beat the brakes off Buffalo earlier.
They
this
did
year.
beat the brakes off.
I think it's going to be a rematch of the AFC Championship game for last year. And the only reason I'm saying that because in the playoffs, you got to be able to run the ball and play defense. And they got a down a F-150 truck just running behind them when they hand the ball out to.
It's a problem.
And so my thing is when you play in Kansas City, you got to limit their possessions. What's better than you can run the ball? Buffalo can't run the ball. That's why I'm not going to pick them. So if you get in a shootout with Kansas City, I don't think you're going to beat them. I don't think you're going to beat them. So that's why I'm not picking Buffalo. I'm definitely not picking the Colts because of Phillip Rivers. Big Ben, he's stationary. He can't move like he could. Obviously, when the old Big Ben could move. He's stationary. He can't move. So I don't got them beating. I don't think they're going to do nothing in the playoffs. So Ryan Tannehill been playing good football this year, and they can run the football, and they got a decent defense. So that's why I'm taking the Titans.
Okay.
I got the Titans, but I still think Kansas City coming out of AFC.
That's pretty strong. Shout out to Marcus, the Alphabets. He did say Tennessee can run. And guys in the comments, put who you think is the biggest threat to KC right now. Because right now it looks like KC is going to make another run.
I would have
to
said
the Super
Baltimore,
Bowl.
but
I'm hoping my boys can put it together. It's like either we
Lamar gonna
dealing
have
with
to throw.
COVID
He gonna have
or
to-
we dealing with injuries or we
boys
just.
not gonna-
together. Your boys is Humpty Dumpty dog.
No, our offensive line is not strong. Let's be
King Thomas,
honest.
bro.
Lamar not gonna, he going to throw the ball to beat somebody in the playoffs. It is what it is. We all know that. So
If we get into the playoffs, we going to win a playoff game this year.
Kellen for the culture says, but Buffalo can throw that bitch.
Shout out to Kelly.
you want to get in a shootout with Kansas City though?
Absolutely not.
That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely not. And speaking
What
of
makes
Kansas City,
scary though is they got pass rushers now. So,
yeah, and speaking about Kansas City, just Pat Mahomes, and also I'm gonna bring in Aaron Rodgers. Just in terms of who do you think the MVP this year? Last year it was my guy, Lamar Jackson. But I'm gonna start with you on this one, man. Who do you feel like the MVP of the year is? You feel like it's Mahomes? You feel like it's Rodgers? Or feel like it's a dark horse? Somebody else?
I'm going with Pat. Because he only had one loss, and the one loss that he got, he actually didn't play that bad. I mean, last week was his worst game, and he still won. I mean, he had 3 interceptions last week against the Dolphins, and he still won the game. So we seen. I mean, Aaron Rodgers having a great year too, but we seen some of the games this year. Tampa Bay beat the brakes off them boys earlier this year. I mean, like we was hyped for that game. Remember that? They beat the brakes off the. Who else they lost to?
That's because Tampa Bay got the brakes beat off of them by
New Orleans, exactly. So I'm going with Pat. I think Pat is having the best season this year. He only lost one game. He might not lose but one game this year. I'm going with Pat.
Okay. So Pat Mahomes over 4,000 yards. Aaron Rodgers over 36. Courtney, what you think? Is it between those two, or you feel like it's somebody else, like a Derrick Henry or something like that?
I don't even know why y'all asked me this question. Y'all know I'm not picking Aaron Rodgers.
All right, so talk to me. Who you think?
Sweet tea.
I think personally, you want to know the truth?
I want to know the truth.
I don't think it should be MVP. I think with COVID, I just don't like. Yeah, KC balling, but then I seen them lose to the Raiders. I've seen them have another tough game with the Raiders. I've seen Pat Mahomes not struggle, but struggle for who he is in game. Like but
where is Tennessee without Derrick Henry? He got 1,500 yards and we got 3 games left. Travis Kelce got over 1,200, and he a tight end.
Hey, Travis Kelce not getting no MVP, man.
I know they only look at tight ends. Bro.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't even.
They got 2.
Odell do.
Wow.
Oh man! Wow. No comment.
You are watching Fresh Perspective.
Wow.
Courtney, you were answering.
Am I lying?
I'll roll with Pat.
That's all Washington receivers.
I gotta take a choice, so I'll take Pat. That's cool. I could roll with Pat on that one.
Okay, Pat. All right, cool. Mr. Professional. Who do you think is the MVP? Yeah.
Bro, it ain't hard.
It ain't.
It's Aaron Rodgers.
Ooh, over Pat Mahomes. Talk to me. You got to show and prove.
He don't got a reason. He just want to be different.
No, he got to show and prove. Speak on it.
I just think you like Pat Mahomes, and this is not predicated on how good he is, but when you look at what Aaron Rodgers is working with in their record versus what Pat Mahomes is working with, I mean, his record don't really mean what he got the most weapons in the league.
I agree with that. That's some real shit.
He got the most weapons in the league. His defense got better.
You talking about Pat? He got one of the best offensive coordinator minds in the game.
Facts. I mean, and then they've been doing it for 3 straight years. I mean, he ain't really lost nobody. So I mean, the chemistry is still there. What else? I mean, what else you want? But with Aaron Rodgers, he dealing with new receivers. He dealing with
fault.
Totally new offensive line.
His fault.
Head coach is new.
His fault.
Defense is really
His head
just
coach
short
was there
up.
last year.
The running back, the running game is still extremely inconsistent, and yet
His whole
he's
career.
he's the number 2 team in number 1 team in the NFC, number 2 team in the entire NFL, and then on top of that, like Aaron Rodgers just reminds me of the whole LeBron conversation. We 15 years into this man's career, and it's like he just got into the starting lineup. Man, he's slinging that bitch like. I mean, I don't see Brady swinging that like that. I don't see Phillip Rivers. I don't care.
Brady 47
Honestly,
years
it's
old,
sometimes
man.
disrespectful.
No, you're disrespectful.
I'm just saying it's like
At Brady's age, at Aaron's age, Brady was still.
I don't care about
doing
the
his
Tom
thing.
Brady thing. He disrespectful comparing that man to LeBron James.
let's be clear. Let's keep it 100%.
Did everybody hear that?
I don't care what Brady was doing at Aaron Rodgers' age. He ain't never threw the ball like that guy. Never.
That's facts.
I just feel like that's fact.
He never had the mobility.
Your disrespect is not on the Tom Brady
And Tom Brady
He never been as talented as Aaron Rodgers.
and Tom Brady never had the offensive line problems that
Y'all
Aaron
hear
Rodgers
this?
has dealt with under his.
Y'all
Aaron
hear
Rodgers
this?
never had the weapons.
Hey,
Tom Brady had.
did somebody comment in the comments?
Why
Y'all
does
hear this?
anybody care about Tom Brady? The fact that man compared him to LeBron James is disrespectful, and I don't even like LeBron like that. How the fuck you gonna compare Aaron Rodgers to LeBron James?
He wasn't the best ever though, Court.
Excuse me. That they ain't seen a
don't know why.
Super Bowl in 10 years, man.
No, I
You
don't
gonna
know
talk to a dude that's seen 9 out of 10?
They still
Put it like
gonna
this.
fit him for a gold jacket.
Put it like this.
Still gonna fit him for a gold.
First
Hey, put
battle.
it like this.
Yes.
First battle.
Gold jacket.
LeBron James has seen
And
more finals
Aaron
than
Rodgers got a
Aaron Rodgers seen
championship.
playoffs.
Aaron Rodgers got a
See what I'm
championship
saying?
with a 53-man roster to be responsible for.
What?
LeBron got a
Somebody else held that 50. Somebody else got those 53 men ready. He just closed the door.
And then when he on the field, he only got to be responsible for 4 other guys.
Hold on, LeBron James is responsible for an entire franchise.
And throughout his career, successfully winning the championship, he's never had less than 2 All-Stars. So miss me with the bullshit.
It ain't no quarterback besides Tom Brady. He might be the only quarterback that go to 5 or more Super Bowls. You know what I mean? But it's besides Tom Brady. Pat Mahomes is great, but do we think he's gonna play? How many Super Bowls Tom Brady played in? 9?
9.
Do we think Pat Mahomes gonna play in 9 Super Bowls?
No.
No.
He'll play more than Aaron did.
He definitely will with the weapons he got.
Yeah.
They still young. All them boys young.
Aaron Rodgers ain't never had that, bro. If Aaron Rodgers had that, oh my God.
Like I told y'all before I seen Pat Mahomes.
You know what the weird conversation with the Aaron Rodgers thing is for me?
What?
Aaron Rodgers had. You guys will tell me about all of the yards he throws for, all of the touchdowns that he makes.
say you
all of
guys.
the no, because you was included in
Be
that shit
specific.
about him slinging. No, everybody does.
He is
says it
slinging
about
a
him.
bit.
All right, gotcha. He slings it. He got almost 4,000 yards, which he's had a couple seasons before. He always top 3, top 4 in touchdowns. And all of this is fine. He get in the playoffs and that shit fell, and y'all tell me everything he don't got. But y'all didn't say shit when it was 4,000 yards and all these fucking touchdowns. If he get MVP this year, you gonna bitch about his line? He don't got no running back. How the fuck he get all of that then?
Easy.
So basically, y'all full of shit, man.
because
y'all allow him to get a bunch of
Because half of the teams he played in the regular season don't make the playoffs.
I've seen him beat niggas that he beat in the regular season, get to the playoffs and lose. Am I lying? Am I lying? Did he not? I could go down his career and give you losses that he's lost and people he should have beat that he's already
Yo,
beat.
do you have the same argument for Warren Moon? Do you have the same argument for Drew Brees? Do you have the same
Yes, we killed.
Let me ask you one question. Have he ever played? He haven't been to the Super Bowl in how long? Over 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Has it ever been his fault why he got put out in the playoffs?
Yup. That Seattle shit is his fault. He was up. He had to get it done. It was on him.
What about the Falcons?
Russ was on a gimpy fucking leg.
3 years ago, he played good that game. They couldn't stop the Falcons.
Hey, fair.
Last year,
Didn't they beat him that year?
Yeah.
Didn't Aaron Rodgers beat them same Falcons that season?
He don't play
got his ass whooped. Hold on.
he don't play defense.
He beat their ass one time.
He played good that game.
He didn't play defense when he beat him.
He didn't play
He didn't
good.
fucking play defense when he beat him.
Let's stop shortening this. I don't care what court says. He didn't play good. He played great. He played great. He showed out that game in a game where he had to deal with a Devontae Adams who was heavily injured, who's been the same way over the last 3 years. And at the end of the day, it ain't like you said. He don't play defense. Court is so dismissive of obvious elite talent. Like he'll big up Lamar Jackson because he can run a 4.2 40.
big him up
and
at
yet,
all.
no. What you're not gonna do is you're not gonna silence me. Not right now, nigga. Because you started this. Okay, so Aaron Rodgers don't have half of the talent that
Shout
these
out to
guys
the
got.
FCC.
Half the talent that these guys
His
got,
whole career.
especially Pat Mahomes.
I just want to know, is that his whole
never
career?
had it?
His whole
Never had it.
Gotcha.
And yet and still,
That's why he's only been the one in 10 years.
He ain't had Peyton Manning.
So Devontae Adams is not one of the best wide receivers in the game.
Let me know the last playoff game that Devontae Adams played in.
So he's never had an offense. Hold on, I just need a
But
question.
Devontae Adams is not one of the best wide receivers in the game.
Answer the question. The follow-up question.
I asked you a question
about
first.
playoff performance.
What was the
right?
question?
Is Devontae Adams one of the best wide receivers in the game?
That was-
He's one of the better receivers. He's one of the best
Okay.
receivers in the game. I mean, okay.
What was the question?
Kansas City got how many weapons?
Your question was the whole thing around Aaron Rodgers was the yards he slinged, but when he get to the playoffs, I'm talking about the playoffs.
Okay.
And I'm saying,
Actually, what the question was, I didn't hear.
oh, okay, all right. So my whole thing about the whole Lamar, like just comparatively, there's not, you can't name 2 quarterbacks in the league that can do what he's done over the course of his career.
Who Aaron Rodgers did?
Yes.
No.
Not with that team.
Like I told y'all, before I seen Pat Mahomes, Taylor Rodgers, I never seen a quarterback better than Aaron Rodgers. Phillip Rivers is not even on Aaron
Phillip
Rodgers.
Rivers sling it.
He's nowhere near Aaron
I
Rodgers.
said Phillip Rivers sling it.
Phillip Rivers.
Listen, I don't get into the Aaron Rodgers thing because y'all gonna always make excuses for him. Not y'all, but like niggas like D and them gonna always make excuses for him. It doesn't matter. There's never no expectation because the easy route is, man, I don't get the weapons that any man got. You signed that big stupid ass deal. You clearly don't care about no weapons. Like, come on, y'all should be giving that boy a lot. It was, you know what's
He do get a
crazy?
lot of rope.
What?
He do get a lot
Bro,
of
he
rope.
gets a ton of rope. He didn't have elite receivers when he won the fucking Super Bowl. Not a fucking soul said that. It was Aaron Rodgers. He gonna be in the next at least 5. He can't do nothing. The bitch ain't been in 10 years. He only beat fucking Joe Webb and a bunch of fucking bums. And y'all go, well, he didn't have anybody to do it with, you know?
So you are you implying that Aaron Rodgers shrinks on the big stage?
They don't hold him accountable.
Are you
That shit is
implying
so
that Aaron
trash.
Rodgers shrinks on the big stage?
Facts.
It's hard to.
They don't give him the same criticism they used to give Peyton Manning.
Yo, did they hold? Yo, when
Peyton Manning never had a defense. The one
bro.
defense he had, he won.
Bro, when was the last time you heard, when with respect to the Giants games in the Super Bowl? When was the last time you heard, yo, that was Tom Brady's fault that they lost?
I'm looking at Aaron Rodgers. I'm looking at Aaron Rodgers' stats from last year.
Hold up.
In the playoffs.
Before you get there, because I know what those stats were, and they were fucking out of control.
Who did they lose?
Before you get there,
Who they lost?
When was the last?
Let him speak. Let him speak.
When was the last time you heard somebody say, "Yo, them losses versus the Giants, those was Tom Brady's fault"? You never hear that. Nobody ever holds him accountable for those losses. They always say, "Well, the defense couldn't stop him. They couldn't stop Eli Manning when it mattered." That's the only thing you heard. But this clown will
Not me.
fire off at Aaron Rodgers for something that ain't his. I
got a question. Am I wrong?
It wasn't his fault during. It wasn't his fault against Philly. It wasn't his fault against Atlanta, and it damn sure wasn't his goddamn fault against Seattle, in my opinion.
Who?
Aaron Rodgers.
So
He don't play defense.
I got you. So who fault was it? When they
Don't play.
When Aaron, hold on.
If you go into the fourth quarter,
Notice he didn't let me-
with less. I don't care what you got to say. If he go into the fourth quarter,
threw the pick. He threw the pick against the Giants.
All right, hold on. AP,
He threw the pick against the
you
Giants.
gonna let him speak?
He threw the pick against the Giants in
All right.
Lambeau Field. Hold on.
No,
Did he throw the game the pick when the game was on the line against the New York Giants in Lambeau? Yes or no? Yes.
I can't remember.
We didn't have no corners. Who was the corners?
You talking about Aaron Rodgers?
Yes. Okay. We beat him. No, hold on. And you said when it was never his fucking
Reference the Giants game. I didn't reference the Giants game.
So you skip past that shit. I didn't go to the game that wasn't.
Yo,
I tell you that game.
you want to go to a game that don't even matter? I told you Tom Brady versus Baltimore. Joe, what's his name? Joe. I don't even remember.
Joe Flacco?
He's a champion.
He's a champion. Be respectful.
He used to shit on Tom.
He got as many rings as Aaron Rodgers.
They don't matter.
He got as many rings as Aaron Rodgers.
You know what I want to know? Hold on. You know what I want to know? I want to know what's going on in the comments. What's happening in the comments right now?
It don't matter.
Dennis Holmes.
Shout out to Dennis Holmes,
It
man.
don't matter. More
Ignorant
excuse
thinker.
making. Ignorant thinker.
Nah, that's his joint. The Ignorant Thinker
Dennis
podcast.
Holmes said he did have elite wide receivers in the Super Bowl. No, he didn't. He had a past prime receiver. Donald Jones. That's what.
Donald Driver was never elite. Stop it.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Anyway.
Stop it.
Donald said yes, he did, my man.
Donald
And
Driver was never
then Kellen
elite.
for the
One at a time, please.
This is funny. Ray Marsh said typically Aaron Rodgers get let down by lack of defense and injuries in the playoffs. Typically. Thank you, Ray. I appreciate that because you got disrespectful clowns over here talking about. Boy,
All I'm gonna say this.
not a clown.
Nobody
My man, not a clown.
Nobody
that's a clown.
lemonade.
Okay, that's a clown statement.
Nobody ever talks about defense when they fucking winning. They
Can I
only
say-
call out his defense when he lose.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, hold on. Let
Send it to
Bogus.
Ray Lewis.
I know
Bogus.
last year when they played the 49ers in the NFC Championship game, Jimmy Garoppolo went he only threw the ball 8 times for 77 yards, and they won 37-20. They ran for 285 yards. What's the best way to keep Aaron Rodgers off the field?
To be clear,
Run the ball, time of possession. You limit.
Hey, Bo.
Aaron Rodgers went 31 for 39 that game. 31 for 39.
How many picks he throw though?
He threw 2 picks, but the game was over when he threw his picks though. The game was over when he threw his picks though.
What was the score of the game? What was the score of the game? 37-20.
Court. I stayed away from that game on purpose. I tried not to bring it up. He played. He pulled the LeBron that game.
Everything that they said. He threw 2 picks too.
With the balls, the game was over though after he threw the picks. The game was over.
Second pick, not the first one.
See, look, the game was over when he threw the picks.
Hey, how many times did he get sacked?
Everybody, you are listening to
How many
Fresh
times
Perspective.
did Nick Bosa sack him?
3 times.
All right.
I said 3 times.
Couple more seconds on this Aaron Rodgers, man. I got to the next
I
time.
purposely stayed away from that game, and then here's why. And then we can move on. The only reason I stayed away from that game is the same reason I stay away from Aaron Rodgers, San Francisco, anything, because every time he goes home, he gets his ass mollywopped.
Some people just can't handle it at home.
Frisco was the best team. It was the better team last year, though. They was the better team.
Aaron Rodgers is like Meek Mill going back to Philly. Somebody said you
Let's
can't
be
come
real.
home.
Frisco, I played the Kansas City in the Super Bowl. Kansas City just found a way to win the game. They outplayed them for half of the game.
It's a 60-minute full.
They was down by 10 points with 6 minutes left, and they won by 10. Let that sink in.
60-minute game. 60
How you
minutes
down
of
by
football.
10 points and with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and you win by 10?
Hey, bro, you know why? Because they head coach named Kyle Shanahan. And he did the same shit in Atlanta the year before.
What's the next question, man?
Yeah. See, he had to do that.
Hold on. Last question while we out.
Go ahead.
So, in this season that we have right now, the difficulty is who's the best? Who going into the playoffs? Who be the best quarterback in the NFC?
Right now?
Yeah.
I'm going Russell Wilson.
In the NFC?
In the NFC,
I'm going Russell Wilson. I think he's the second best quarterback
he's
in the
better
NFL.
than Aaron.
I got him the second best quarterback in the NFL. That's me. That's just me personally.
When you talk about and he just got Josh Gordon back. So, but when you talk about like,
So we're gonna talk about a dude who had a terrible offensive line, hasn't had a running game in a lot of different years, and a terrible receiving core.
I'm not just
but
talking
we're gonna
about
make an excuse for one name.
No. Hold on. Just I want to be clear about why I'm saying this.
Okay.
Russell Wilson is not normal, bro. He's a 5'11", really 5'10" guy.
Okay.
That for all intents and purposes cannot be stopped. Like,
I know what Greg Jennings had. Don't worry about it. I know what he's doing.
Go ahead, Dennis Holmes. Show your knowledge, man. Show your knowledge.
I understand Dennis. I know. I'm not even
never elite.
Show your knowledge.
he was never elite.
He's never elite. We never said he having good receivers. We said he having elite receivers.
What
That's
y'all
the
want?
difference.
What y'all want?
What elite?
Hold on.
Julio is elite.
Not everybody has Julio Jones.
Let me ask you
Not
this.
everybody
Let me
has
ask you-
Julio Jones.
I could name the top 5 quarterback in the league and tell me who got the least amount of weapons. Name the top 5 quarterback in the NFL right now and tell me who got the least amount of weapons.
Probably Aaron.
I rest my case.
Lamar.
The top 5.
Lamar is not top 5.
Lamar
Name the top 5
He was
quarterbacks.
the MVP last year.
We
He
talking
was
about
in the top 100.
Let it go.
His
Let it
peers
go. He's-
ranked him number 1 in
Let it
the
go.
league.
Well, he won't be.
Thank you.
He might be top 50. He might not make top 50 this year.
From the microphone a little bit, bro.
Let it go. Lamar ain't. This ain't
Lamar's
last
not
year.
top 5, Josh.
That's my quarterback.
Yeah, it's
Clear.
Russell Wilson, my quarterback. He's not even top 15 right now.
Your quarterback took the money and ran.
so number one.
Your quarterback is a
so top 5
burglar.
quarterbacks is Patrick Mahomes,
Facts.
Russell Wilson,
Facts.
Aaron Rodgers,
Yes.
Deshaun Watson,
Yes.
uh,
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees,
Tom Brady.
So I got a question. I'll take that. He had 3. Okay. So he's only allowed to lose to one of those 2 this year in this kind of COVID-driven season. Outside of that, he's the best NFC. No, Russell Wilson. He's the best NFC quarterback. He's the most experienced.
Yeah, okay.
He has the most synergy with his grouping of guys.
Facts.
He's
not the
and
most-
him and his
he's maintained
coaches
the same head
him and his
coach.
coaches
Yeah,
on the same page.
I got
I
you.
don't want to hear about no fucking defense or offensive line because he's having a MVP year with that line and running group right now.
And that defense is
Correct?
That defense is
Hold on, you said
Correct.
you said he only can lose to Russell Wilson.
And Pat Mahomes.
What about Tom Brady?
No.
That team ain't
No.
Brady got way more weapons.
Tom Brady got a worse line.
that team
I don't
ain't
want to hear that.
Got way more weapons though.
That team
His
ain't good enough.
defense can deal with their offense with that line.
Tampa Bay smacked.
He's
them,
the
too.
better quarterback.
They beat the shit out of them.
They beat the shit out of
You
them.
understand
Here we
that?
go.
They smacked them.
But it's Antonio Brown went on the team
because
then.
Aaron Rodgers wilted against Tom. He wilted against
No.
Tom.
Can we say what? Can we all admit that
If
Tom Brady got more weapons?
I'll tell you
No.
this much.
Tom Brady don't have more weapons than Green Bay.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he
Come
does.
on,
Yes, he
Earl,
does.
stop it.
How
Chris
about
Jones,
this?
Leonard Fournette,
His
Chris
offensive line
Godwin.
not better. His offensive line not better.
That might be a wash.
No.
Yeah, hold on. Y'all act like Aaron Rodgers can't get these guys to
Yeah,
football.
You're right.
You act like Aaron Rodgers can't get these guys to football because he can.
The Green Bay
We said, do
offensive
he
line-
have more weapons?
Matt LaFleur did the right thing by going to buff that up because Aaron's been hurt 3 out of the last 6 years or something like that. Okay, so yeah, you're right. Tom Brady has more specialty weapons around him.
All I'm gonna say one thing. I don't know who's coming out of the NFC. All I know is gonna be Green Bay, Seattle, New Orleans, or Tampa.
I tell you
That's
this.
all I know. I don't know which one of those 4 teams coming out of the NFC.
If Tom Brady,
It won't be nobody else.
Hey, after Courtney make his point, I got a question.
if Tom Brady leaves the AFC, leaves his coach, leave everything he knows. He comes to the NFC and in a tough division, and he goes Super Bowl before Aaron fucking Rodgers get there in 10 years. I guarantee y'all not gonna be able to stop me on that show. I guarantee y'all not gonna be able to tell me shit. Not a fucking thing. He came in with a bad line, a completely new team, players coming in the middle of the fucking season, new guys, no chemistry, new coach. Everything is fucking fresh. He walks to a Super Bowl, missed me with the, hey, I don't got nothing shit. No, he's fucking trash like I've been fucking telling y'all.
All right, I got you.
Playoff time, he choke.
I just got a question.
He better get it done. Okay. Oh, I'm a killer. I'm telling y'all.
I got a question.
If that's the case, everybody
Did you-
choke playoff.
No.
I got one more on this point.
But stop time, bro.
Only, he can only lose to Russell Wilson
Okay.
and Pat Mahomes. I'm the only two I'm accepting.
Hey, did you have the same type of criticism when Brett Favre turned around and did it with Minnesota the very next year?
When Brett Favre turned around and did what with Minnesota next year?
He went to Minnesota and almost got to the Super Bowl. He's one.
Did I have the criticism of who? That's what I should have.
Of Brett Favre. There's the same type of criticism because he didn't ultimately get it done.
Bounty Gate.
No, because not me, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because when he left, I thought he was old as hell anyway. I thought he was just trying to drag it out. So getting NFC Championship was like, I didn't think you was gonna do that. You did more than I expected of you at that time.
So he exceeded expectations.
To me, because I thought he was older and on his way up out the door anyway.
Okay, all right. So
If I'm not mistaken, was the Jets before or after Minnesota?
after. He did 2 years with the Jets.
The Jets. It was the Jets. Then it was Minnesota.
No, it was Minnesota.
It was Minnesota, then
Minnesota,
the
then the
Jets.
Jets. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't view
Minnesota
him,
was
I
right
didn't-
after Green Bay.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought
Going to Minnesota was a slap in the face for the
right. It was a
Packers
slap in the
organization.
face for the organization. That was all.
Like, how dare you get rid of me for this guy?
Yeah, that's the only reason. I didn't have the expectation for Brett. If you wanted to say that, that's cool. But I just didn't have the expectation for Brett. I thought he was dragging his last years out, and Aaron should have been playing anyway.
Okay,
So
that's
All right, I just got a question, guys.
That's fair.
I know we've been on this subject for
Yeah, I
a
know.
while.
My bad.
It's been a lot of energy expressed on this subject, but
My bad.
Got to go to the next one. College football playoffs.
yes.
What's y'all thoughts on this, man? You got some people not going to their championship game. Some games getting canceled and stuff like D. I'm gonna start with you on this one, man. What's your thoughts on the college football playoffs and how it's going to shape out this year?
A lot of people are not gonna like what I'm about to say, but I personally would be totally fine with them going back to the AP and going back to the AP format where they just the ranking at the end of the year just decides who won the national championship and them not actually having to play a playoff this year. I'd be perfectly fine with that because you're not gonna get nobody at the playoff games. So I mean, and to be keeping it 100% a buck, we know who the national champion is.
Alabama.
Thank you. It's not. In my opinion, it's not close. Trevor Lawrence, as we have seen in 2 separate games this year, Trevor Lawrence obviously doesn't have the same weapons that he had in previous years. So his effectivity, although he's a very good quarterback, has been simmered quite a bit. Even Justin Fields has been lacking in certain games. You look back to the Indiana game, and he was, in my opinion, exposed. In my opinion, exposed because they ran a lot of zone against him, and even though he was able to figure it out and put up a massive amount of production against them, especially in the second half, I think that if you had a more talent-wise stout team outside of an Indiana with that game plan, like maybe a Notre Dame, maybe even like a Texas A&M or somebody like that that's physical, OSU walks out of that game with a loss. So I think that it's not even close. You can just name Alabama the national champion and just move on to the next year when COVID is out of the picture. A lot of people are not gonna like that, and I appreciate that, and I can understand it. So that's just my opinion.
Okay, Bo, talk to me, man. What's your thoughts on the college football playoffs and conference championship games?
We all know college football been tainted this year because of COVID. We don't even know who the leading Heisman candidate this year. For all I mean, let's be real. The top 4 teams should be the one that get in, though. I mean, Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame, and Ohio State. Ohio State only played 5 games, but I do think they one of the best 4 teams in the country.
How did they get in with 5 games?
Because
of name recognition? Ohio State.
That's how weak college football is this
Come
year.
on,
I mean, who would you put in
USC
over
could
them?
get in. Shout out to the Trojans, baby. All we
Yeah.
gotta do is win, baby. We might get in there. You heard?
Nah, they ain't playing no.
They want us back in,
They
baby.
ain't playing no ranked team yet. I don't think.
Shout out to Pete Carroll.
But
We need to get
college
this win,
football
big
week.
baby.
I agree with what D just said though. Like, also they're gonna have a college football playoff this year because that's what they're gonna do. But who cares? I mean, I'm gonna watch it because it ain't nothing. I'm gonna watch it, but who cares? I don't really have nothing to say about it. Like, top
Okay.
14 should
I
get
respect
in.
that. I
Hey,
respect
let me
that.
ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Bo, because it's not hella often that we agree, but we've agreed on this all year.
Yeah,
We both agree that we're gonna watch it, right?
yeah.
If like 4 or 5 star players, or like 2 or 3 star players from both teams, go to the college football playoff, and then they come into the championship game, and 2 or 3 of their star players on both
Got
teams
COVID.
got COVID, what they gonna do? Like
Cancel the game until everybody can play. They gonna get
They're
that
gonna
money.
move it
They
back
gonna
2
get
weeks.
them in the
They gonna
the
get all that
night of the
money.
game.
Ohio State haven't played a game in.
They gonna get
damn
all
near-
that.
Ohio State haven't played a game in a month, right? Damn near.
Yep.
And they in the conference championship game Saturday.
Bro, I think that they did that strategically. Because I'm telling you, they didn't look as
What, I'm gonna say one thing before we move on.
Okay.
College football,
We'll
the
let Courtney
committee,
get something
the
before we move
committee need teams like Ohio State and Clemson and Bama in there.
facts.
Because
Can you
they
please
got-
stop
they got
saying
the star
let
players.
Somebody get some. Bro.
They got Justin Field, they got Trevor Lawrence. So obviously you're not gonna have nobody at the game. So you want to see your star players play. I mean, that's all I got to say. Go ahead,
All
Courtney.
right, cool. Courtney, man. Talk to me, man. Get some.
Shout out to USC, man. We got a chance to get in, baby. Hey, I ain't paid college football no mind because I just thought they was hustling y'all all year, and I refuse to support such a thing. But then I did look at the board the other day and see my Trojans up there. I was like, hey, man, this is not too bad at all, man. Shout out to COVID. You done got us up the list. We ain't been here in a long time. Shout out Pete Carroll. Reggie, we on the way, baby. Now, all jokes aside, only thing I care about in college football, and everybody in here know from the chat, is about the national championship game. And if Trevor Lawrence isn't in it and doesn't win it, I'm gonna have a fucking field day. I
a
don't
Sunshine
care.
hater, yeah.
I'm not hating at all. I feel like we get into these places where guys are doing things that either they are supposed to be doing or on highly elite teams, and we give them more credit and status for the success of said teams than we should. That's
I
not
agree
to
because
say
I
that he's
think
not.
Sunshine is the truth.
That's not to say that he's not good. But when they acting like this thing is the end all be all, they are starting to annoy my soul.
And I also
But
the build
I
on
think that
that
kind of name.
real quick. I hate how they saying how he should spurn the Jets. Like nobody's
no,
that
no,
good.
That's
like
what he
I
wants
don't.
to do.
That's weak.
Yeah,
though.
well,
that's
it's a
weak.
sucker route. Yeah, well, this is what I'm trying to tell y'all.
Sucker route.
Eli did it.
Hey, listen.
No, Eli.
Listen.
Hold on. Eli didn't want to be in the same conference as his brother because
Man,
they had a
excuse.
dream of having a Manning Bowl.
here we
So
go.
they was never gonna play in the same conference.
Hey, can we
ever?
Hey,
That man did not want to play
Hey.
for the San Diego
No,
Chargers.
that's
Hey,
not.
hey,
He didn't
hey,
want to be
hey,
in the AFC when
hey.
his brother was in the AFC.
Bo, let me give you the question properly. Cap or no cap? Eli did not want to play in the same conference as his brother.
Cap.
Hey,
His dad did not want him to be a Charger. Let's be real.
Hey, I never said what he did wasn't sucker shit.
No.
You feel me?
We weren't talking about you.
Yeah,
We talking
yeah.
about
I'm
this
with you.
guy.
But y'all know me, and y'all all know me
He
from the
wasn't
chat.
gonna play in the same
Listen,
conference as
I'm with y'all.
his
Cap.
brother.
That's
I'm with y'all. That's
Let
cap.
me ask you one question,
That's
Court.
cap.
It's not cap.
Let me ask you one
Have they
question.
ever played in the same
If you
conference?
are-
Hold on.
cap,
Have they
bro.
ever played in the same
No,
conference?
but that's cap. Why would they play in the same
Have
conference?
they ever played in the same
Why would they
conference?
ever play in the same conference? They're the best quarterback they ever had for each franchise.
That's cap,
So
bro.
boom, they did not want to play in the
That's
same
cap, bro.
conference.
That's cap, Earl.
That's cap, bro.
Whatever cap is.
Yeah,
Because in my era it was called
Yo.
bullshit.
Yeah, well,
bullshit.
that's
Cap.
Bullshit,
All right,
Earl.
you wanna
That's
spit
didn't say
bullshit?
cap.
That's fake. That's horrible.
Fake news.
He wanted to play for the Chargers.
Shout out to Trump. Shout out to Trump.
Yo.
He wanted to play for the Giants. They was in a bigger market. Let's
Now,
be
what was
real.
your question, bro?
If you was Trevor Lawrence, would you want to play for the New York Jets?
No.
That's all I asked. That's
Sucker
all I wanted to
move,
know.
man.
No, but listen,
Sucker
but
move.
here my preference because y'all know me. Eli made a very sucker move. You feel me? He really suckered out on him, right? But you know what changed it?
You are
He
watching.
won Super Bowl. Two of them.
The moment he won the Super Bowl,
Yeah,
sucking
two
shit
of them.
out the window.
Yeah.
We understand why you did it, brother.
two
As
Super
long
Bowls.
as you win.
Tuned
Look at
in.
Phillip Rivers.
Now,
Fresh Perspective Sports.
now, what you are not allowed to do is make a sucker move and then be a loser because it doesn't work that way.
Facts.
So if he does it, he has to
that is
win.
That
Look
is
what
the
he just
truth.
said.
That is the truth.
Archie Manning didn't believe or trust us yet.
Facts.
So
That is not cap. That
Facts.
is fact.
I agree with you. I'm with you 1,000%.
All right, quick question.
Y'all know
In
how I feel about
2004,
Trevor Lawrence. If he
was
don't win,
Arizona-
that's it.
Was Arizona still in the AFC? Or had they already switched to the NFC?
2004.
2004. Was Arizona in the AFC or had they already switched to the NFC?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
And the reason why I asked,
Anybody in the comment section that looks that up,
because to my point,
I'll get you a mutual accountability shirt.
to my point, everybody talking about whether it's cap or not. If you look at the draft, it was San Diego, Oakland, Arizona, which I believe at the time was
30
AFC.
seconds.
The highest NFC team was the New York Giants at 4.
Correct. We know that.
Okay, so my thing is, even when
10 seconds.
when
You know why you
hold on,
losing
hold
this?
on. When Peyton was looking for an extra team and he was flirting with an NFC team, I knew he wasn't going to go to an NFC team because he was never going to play in the same conference.
I got
as
you.
his
You want to
brother.
know why it's capped though? I'm gonna tell you why it's capped.
Speak on it.
Eli has already said that he did not want to go,
to the same
and it wasn't. And he's already said that it really wasn't my dad. My dad handled the situation, but I didn't want to go, and it was
it's
better
fun.
for my image to
It's-
allow my dad to handle and the agent. But it was really Eli, so
It
it was
was-
capped
it
because
was
he already
on-
said he didn't
it's
want to
on
go.
record.
Yeah, it's on record him saying I didn't want to go. Like he's already
Sucker
said,
shit,
and,
but-
but he's admitted like it was kind of wrong how I went about that, but I didn't want to go.
All admit that it was sucker shit. But he won 2 Super Bowls, so we allowed the sucker
Suffering
shit.
sucker tags.
Yeah, hold on. You heard what Court just said?
Real quick.
It was sucker shit.
Irv tried to Bill Clinton that bitch. I did not have sex with that woman.
What I will
Miss
say,
Lewinsky.
what I will say is, you guys are listening to Fresh Perspective, and you know what? I just want to go to another subject. And what I really want to go to for weeks. If you guys have been watching the show, y'all have heard Bo 2.0 talk about Giannis coming to Golden State
Yeah, that ain't.
several times. Well, guess what? Giannis signed on the dotted line. Mr.
He's
Bo
a man of his
2.0.
word. Hey, man.
How do you
Hey,
feel
hold on,
about
Irv.
this? Huh?
Round of applause for that, for somebody actually being a man of their motherfucking
Can I
word.
guess? Yeah, go ahead.
What?
Giannis said, "You go get me some help. I'll sign an extension. I'll stay here."
They didn't really get you help, but
They
Yeah,
did
he
not.
didn't really get the
They
help
did-
he wanted.
They
Yeah.
did not, but he signed the extension.
He signed the extension.
He stood on his word.
In 3 years, he might ask for a trade, but we don't know.
I mean, standing on your word wasn't too hard since you was entitled to $220 million. But
the richest contract in NBA
in
history.
NBA history, but the fact that he stood on his word is still worth mentioning. So kudos to you.
I wish we had that Deion Sanders. Must be the money. But how you feel about that?
Salute to Giannis. Respect to him. He stand where he in Milwaukee where he built his brand at. Salute to him. He just switch.
Don Juan DeMarco.
He didn't switch sides. He didn't team up. Salute to him. His contract could be up when he's 30 years old. He could sign another.
gonna re-up?
He could re-up and sign another supermax. I don't think it'll be with the Bucks because I don't think he's gonna win nothing with the Bucks. I don't know if Giannis can be the best player on a championship team. I don't know about that. Salute to him. Salute to him and Steph Curry for never switching up and teaming up and going to play with somebody else. Stay home. Salute. I thought he was leaving, but he stayed. So
Courtney,
we'll see.
what you think about Giannis signing that big money deal in Milwaukee?
Shout out to Giannis, man. Where you was going, bro? Like
According to Bo 2.0, he was going to go.
y'all gotta stop listening to Bo, man. Listen, y'all gotta understand. Bo be wishing that shit to be true, bro. He be trying to push it through so bad. I don't even pay Bo no mind with that no more because I know he just be wishing it through. He know, like I know, that the Warriors need help, so he's trying to get their ass help. I respect it. I didn't think he was going there. I did think he would go east. I thought Lakers was a big possibility. I still think Lakers is a possibility. It won't happen with LeBron James on that team. I don't think Giannis want to play with Bron. Not that he don't like Bron, but I just don't think he wants that part of his legacy, which is respectable. Boston might be on the list. Like, put it like this: all of those bottom feeder teams that wanted they shot at Giannis, that thought they wouldn't have a shot, you got your shot. You got 2 years, 3 years to put the roster together
before he started asking for a trade.
before he start looking around.
Yeah.
In about 2-3 years, he's gonna start looking around again. If they ain't won nothing, and checking the thing out. And if your team is right, you got a chance.
Hey, where's Chauncey Billups?
Chauncey Billups?
Yeah.
Clippers.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Clipper coach. What? You think he go Clippers? Giannis don't go.
I actually said the Clips going clip. So what you think, D? He stayed, man.
I mean, I already commented on it. I think it's admirable. I think he stood on his word. He got paid for standing on his word very, very well.
Richard's contract.
Hey guys, it is the second deal. Relax,
I mean, it's Supermax. It's
dudes is not passing up that kind of money. Most
That's a lot of
not most
bread.
guys. Not most
it's
guys.
very rare.
Especially where he came from.
Yeah, like it's very rare any guys is gonna pass up. Like Donovan Mitchell, he took the deal. Shout out to him. He going his ass is gonna want out in 2 years. You hear me?
Shout out to Playoff P. He took a deal.
He
better
ain't
take
have a
it.
choice. He
Exactly.
better take
He
it.
better take the deal.
He better sign anything
That's
they
his
put in
last
front of him.
big contract. That's his last big contract.
Hey, he
Whatever
got paid too.
He got paid.
Nobody
Paid.
cares.
Playoff P.
He got paid to be traded. I told y'all this last week, bro.
Yo, shout out to Giannis for standing on your word. You're not winning the championship.
I know my final. Who?
Giannis,
Not in Milwaukee, maybe.
not Milwaukee.
Nah, you can win it in Milwaukee, bro.
You think
Don't listen
You
to
think he
him.
can win as the best player on his team?
I got-
Eric Bledsoe not on that team.
yeah,
not
roll his
more.
back.
I think anything is possible.
Roll his back. What you say? Hold on, say that again. Yo, you are
Man, I
watching
don't like Eric Bledsoe.
Fresh Perspective Sports.
Eric Bledsoe is the equivalent to Roddy White on the Falcons, bro. I'm telling you. He was a black cat, bro. Watch how well they play now in the play. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a miracle. You're gonna be like, what happened? The black cat is gone.
Yo, what just happened?
I'm
Did
telling
this
you.
man just say Roddy
dude.
White of the NBA?
Listen, for all those who just
Black
maybe
cat,
started
bro.
watching us within the
I thought
past
that was
year.
Nicholas Batum.
Nah, yo, Courtney has been getting on Roddy White since I met him.
Nah, I've been telling people he was a black cat since 2013, baby. You hear me?
Absolutely.
Yo, Roddy. Never mind. I'm gonna believe that.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. Shout out to Roddy White.
Anybody who feels like I'm capping, just know Herb know me since 2013. I've been saying Roddy White is a black
Yo,
cat since 2013.
how is it?
And I was specific that the moment he was no longer a Atlanta Falcon, they would go to the Super Bowl. Herb
They
can
did.
confirm that, and they did. And I was
They
shocked.
lost, but they went.
Yo, when
I never said they'd win.
Yo, when they went to the Super Bowl with Kyle Shanahan, right? I'll never forget. They were up 28-3 going into the half. And you go up to the press box and Roddy White is sitting in the press box.
And they showed the camera, and anybody know D. Birch, asked D. Birch what I said. I say, oh, they just fucking lost. He is not supposed to be in the building. You're supposed to keep him as far away from that team as possible. You want another example? Go look at the Falcons Super Bowl season and go look at their last game against the Saints. They was whooping the Saints' ass. They rolled his ass across that field at halftime trying to honor him. They got their ass whooped the second half. That nigga is a black cat, man. You hear me? Eric Bledsoe should be nowhere near that arena. If they play a team, if he get traded to a team on the East and he's on that fucking team, you don't want him in that fucking stadium. Y'all, I'm telling you, he is a black cat for the Milwaukee Bucks.
And you know what? There's another thing that I forgot to ask earlier.
So they should temple with Don Chaney. That they should Don Chaney.
By all means, you don't want that boy back in the East.
You know who's not a black cat though?
Who that?
Jalen Hurts.
All right. I got love for Jalen today.
He's a black cat. I mean, not a mythological creature. He's a black guy.
Yeah,
But listen,
Shout out Jalen.
it's like I think we all agreed, maybe except for Bo, that Carson Wentz got paid too early. And
that's an understatement.
how do you feel like? And D, I need your professional perspective on this. It's like you gave Carson Wentz all that money, and now you sitting him for a guy that you drafted in what, the second or third round? Second round. Do you think they're going to go with Jalen Hurts from here on out, or like what do you think is going to happen in Philly? Because it's a cluster to me.
Shout out to Dennis Holmes from the Ignorant Thinker podcast, man.
It's my guy.
Dennis Holmes is one of the only people that I knew that said that Jalen Hurts would be the starter by week 8. He's a few weeks off.
Who said that?
Dennis Holmes.
Shout out Dennis Holmes. Shout out.
And also, you got to shout Bo out because Bo wanted Jalen Hurts in the draft. Like he called it before they drafted.
Because Bo be knowing shit is bad. He be trying to save face, bro.
Hold on, let D,
I'm gonna say
let
what
D
I gotta
cook.
say
We
when
hold
it's
on, we
time.
didn't, I cut D off.
I mean, I would normally I'd be upset with the cutoff, but they were literally saying everything that I was going to say. I mean, I felt like Bo knew that the writing was on the wall as well. But for different reasons. For Bo, he knew that the writing was on the wall because he knew that offensive line wasn't going to protect Carson any better than what they did during his MVP season. And even during the MVP season, he was getting smacked. So if you lose talent and your offensive line trash, you're gonna get smacked a lot. And I know that had to be a depression incident to have Nick Foles of all people come in there and win your Super Bowl. I mean, and win it well, like smack Tom Brady. So you got to come back and overperform and try to live out the contract, and you ain't got no offensive line, and your talent is inconsistent every year. You can't build no chemistry with nobody because they ain't on the field more than 4 weeks.
They don't like you. They don't like you.
I was gonna get to that.
They don't like you.
And behind closed doors, the number 2 receiver on your team, Alshon Jeffrey, University of South Carolina. Shout out to South Carolina, even though it's a racist, horrible ass place. Wow. That guy has been on record 3 separate times to anonymously give comments about Carson Wentz's lack of leadership and trash attitude in the locker room.
Wow.
How can you handle it? And then the rookie, what's his name? Miles Sanders and Jalen Reagor both say that Jalen Hurts is a leader, and we needed that type of energy in the locker room.
But Ray Marsh brings up a good point. It's a lot of money tied up in Carson Wentz. Do you really think they're going to sit him with all of that money tied up?
No, they're going to trade him.
Who wants that contract?
The Falcons.
They'll take him.
The Raiders.
I'm gonna tell you who's gonna take him.
Falcons?
I'm gonna tell you who's gonna take him. I'm gonna tell you who's gonna take him.
Who?
Don't be surprised if the Patriots take him.
Facts. Or
Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick is not taking that boy.
Oh, his Bears. He won him
With that money?
He'll take him.
I would love to see Carson fucking Wentz in Chicago. That would make my day. You hear me? He think he getting hit now.
I don't
shit
think
is bad when he get hit in that.
I think when they
City,
trade him,
know.
I think they're gonna send him to an AFC team. Though. I don't think they're gonna
Raiders
want to play him if he play him in the
Raiders
playoffs.
on the board.
if we got Carson Wentz,
49ers on the board.
if we got Carson Wentz, I would admit
because they done with Garoppolo.
Yeah, they done.
It's a lot of money tied up in
Garoppolo that
also.
if we got Carson Wentz, Matt Nagy might have a future.
I can name you 10 teams right now that could be looking for a quarterback.
Might.
If he get Carson Wentz, Mike.
Go ahead.
I can name you
Finish
10
this.
teams right now that
Talk
could
to
be
me.
fired right now.
Talk to me.
It's 10 teams in the NFL that could be looking for a quarterback next year.
Okay, talk to me.
New England,
That's one.
He ain't going there.
Guaranteed.
Jets.
He
Guaranteed.
could go there. They stupid.
I don't think they should give up on Donald yet. But go ahead.
Big Ben would still be their quarterback, but they're gonna draft his replacement. They're gonna be looking for his replacement.
No.
This year or next year.
He ain't going. Sam Darnold going to Pittsburgh, bro.
Okay, I ain't mad at that.
No,
The Colts, Phillip Rivers gonna be up. Even though he playing good, they better look for his replacement.
Yo, mark my words.
ain't Frank Rick there?
Frank
Frank Wright,
Frank Wright.
Carson Wentz, old quarterback
I can
coach.
see the coach.
That's why I see him going there.
That's what I was about to say. Mark my words. Carson Wentz
Yeah.
will probably more than likely end up there.
Jacksonville need a quarterback. Denver need a quarterback.
Jacksonville don't need no quarterback.
Denver would actually hold on.
Gardner Minshew was talking about. He's like, I'm back. G.
Hold
Man,
on.
they gonna get a quarterback.
Denver would be a solid spot for him.
Yeah.
For Carson Wentz?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he'd be back home.
Washington need
I
a
don't know if
quarterback.
that's what it is, but I do think him, John Elway,
He
that
went to North
atmosphere
Dakota
be
State,
good.
didn't he?
Yeah.
Washington need a quarterback. Chicago need a quarterback. Minnesota, Kirk Cousins need a quarterback.
Oh, please send his ass to Washington.
Yo, Bo, can I just say, since you brought up my team, can I just say, I'm going to be pissed if they make the playoffs.
I don't think they're gonna make it though.
I'm not.
I'm going to be pissed. if they
Detroit,
make the
Matt
playoffs.
Stafford should be in Detroit next year. He should be. He might come. He might play for the Falcons. It's time for him to go.
Matt Stafford would not
Okay.
play for the Falcons.
I can
He
see
will
that.
be.
It's time for him to
Matt
go.
Stafford
I can see
will
that.
be.
I'm not saying he's bad. It's time for him to move on.
Matt Stafford, if he is not in Detroit, will be a Dallas Cowboy next year.
I can see that.
book
Oh, I can
it.
see- Hold on, Dallas.
He's going
Yeah,
back
that makes
home.
sense.
Okay.
Deshaun Watson ain't leaving.
So Dak
Houston.
gone.
Deshaun Watson cannot leave. He not leaving Houston, so he ain't.
So
going to
Dak-
Houston.
so basically Dak
is
gone.
out of there, bro.
Okay.
Yo, they talk all that good, cute shit. If Matt Stafford is available, Dak Prescott will be on the first thing smoking about
Frisco need a quarterback.
and it will be a horrible decision because they'll be replacing Dak Prescott, a mobile quarterback, with that offensive line that is very sporadic, very good, and then has
The
sporadic
line is
off
over.
times.
It's over. It's not even what it was. It's gone.
Okay, that is.
Matt Stafford with them weapons.
It's gone.
Okay. Well, I tell
Hold on,
you,
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No,
Until the playoffs.
We are almost getting to that point, guys. But before we get to the point,
Hold on, let me in on
It's
it.
the Christmas
yeah, I was
show,
about
man.
to say. Before
We didn't get to talk about Jalen Hurts, but go ahead.
It's the Christmas show. It's a 2-hour show. bro.
Well,
Let's go.
listen, this is how we listen. This is
Yeah,
how we
go ahead, Courtney.
15 minutes, he done.
Shout out,
What you say, Irv? That's
out.
cap?
that's cat.
That's bullshit.
Shout out Jalen Hurts.
All right, shout out Jalen Hurts.
I actually did like the way he played. I actually watched his game. He did play very well. He just played with a different type of energy. I'm telling you, it's not really much to Carson Wentz's ego, man. That's what did it to him. You could see it on the field and tell it's the ego that did it to him. But Jalen just came in there with let's play football. Like, let's figure it out. We're gonna get it done. They galvanized around him. I'm just happy that his ass fell apart because I fucking warned everybody that they paid him for no goddamn reason. You don't
early.
I always thought it was biased as hell that they paid that boy early and he didn't prove shit. That was my whole issue with Carson Wentz because the city of Philadelphia is tough, bro. They hard on players and they just
the guy that got paid too. It was Carson Wentz got paid and
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff.
No, because Jared Goff's bad season. They moved the players out the way and brought in the players that was necessary to get him back to where he was. And he listened to his coach.
It's hard not to listen to McVay, though. He's a smart motherfucker, bro.
No. That doesn't make Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson look real fucking smart when Carson Wentz ain't the quarterback.
That's fact.
How is he so smart? Only when your ass ain't the
I
quarterback.
said that the other night.
Nick Foles, Jalen Hurts, he's smart as shit with everybody else. But when it come to you, you just dumb it in the motherfucker. Maybe it's you.
The only person out of that Andy Reid camp, and I'm talking about Doug Peterson and Matt Nagy, and what's the other one? The only person out of that Andy Reid camp that don't look smart is Matt Nagy. He's the only one.
It's not his fault.
It is his fault.
He's in Chicago.
He wants Trubisky to be.
Hey, you want to know it's something about Chicago organization. Before we move on, you want to know the truth? Go look at Kevin White get drafted, y'all. You pull it up. Everybody in the chat, pull up Kevin White getting drafted and look at what he looked like when it says Chicago, and you look on his face, and everything on his face said, "Man, fuck, I couldn't go anywhere but there." And the boy wasn't nothing. I'm telling you, that is the attitude.
Kevin White played
when you say
in
Chicago,
West Virginia.
Playing West Virginia.
Bro, he thought he was going to a warm weather place. He was like, I gotta go back to the cold.
No, I gotta go to
in
Chicago.
This organization.
Have West Virginia receivers been anything? Look at Tavon Austin. He went top 10.
I thought he was gonna be the man.
Tavon Austin, that's Romo.
Shout out to D Birds.
What you thought he was gonna
Shout out
be
to
like
D
Tyree Hill or
Birds.
something?
Yes.
Tavon Austin was
A lot of people
good
thought
college
Tavon was gonna be
quarterback.
that.
Trust
I thought he
Ravens,
was
shut
gonna
the
be
hell
the
up.
I knew he was too small.
Get your Trust Ravens, man. Go get your quarterback.
He needed a quarterback like Aaron.
Yo, Trust Ravens. Tell your quarterback to stop sipping on milk and magnesia before the game.
Hey, real quick, because we it is the last
show, man.
It is the live. It is the last show of this year. We having a good time, guys.
The last live studio show.
Yeah, live studio show.
We'll still be going. We're going back to virtual.
Yeah, but we having a good time. Everybody drinking lemonade and just coming together. And before we wrap it up and get to our final perspective,
Sweet tea.
Oh, sweet tea. We wanted to kind of address something, a milestone that happened in Major League Baseball.
No.
You gonna say that for your final perspective?
Yes, please.
Okay,
Thank you.
cool. Okay, well.
I ain't really get to say nothing about Jalen Hurts, but go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah, please tag it in so we can do our final perspective.
Before we go into our final perspective, Bo,
how you feel, brother?
talk to me
I'm
about it.
happy
Because you asked for him.
I did, and I'm gonna tell you why I asked for him. I asked for him because Carson Wentz get hurt every year. He got hurt in the playoff game last year. So when the draft came up, I said I would take Jalen Hurts right here. And the only reason I thought Jalen Hurts would play this year if Carson Wentz go down. I didn't think he'll play if he got injured. I mean, if he just playing bad. I thought he'd play if he got injured. He played a good game. The Peterson called the best game I've seen him call since the damn Super Bowl. I mean, he dumbed down the playbook. Everything looked good. He didn't throw the ball. I mean, he only threw for 167 yards, but he had 100. We ran for like 280. He had 15-yard rushing, which was great against a good defense. So I'm happy that he played good.
Quarterback door is just. Quarterback door is great.
I mean, he's a rookie. Your quarterback. I think Jalen Hurts is a better passer than Lamar Jackson right now. That's just my opinion. But I hope both. I love black quarterbacks. I want to see all black quarterbacks do good.
That
just me.
is not cap.
Jalen
Jalen Hurts is a better passer of the football than Lamar Jackson right
And
Bro, that back shoulder pass by itself.
him playing at Oklahoma
Haters.
helped him become a better passer.
Absolutely.
Because at Bama he couldn't throw the ball like that.
Absolutely.
He could not throw the ball like that at Bama. Him getting with Lincoln Riley made him a better passer.
But if we're keeping it a buck, he wasn't asked
to throw the ball like
like
you
that.
right. You're right.
So we've never really got the chance,
Yeah.
and that's what I think. That's the thing that his father was trying to get
Yeah.
through. He's like, my son is a passing runner, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He said that, and they never gave him the opportunity to be that. They just put in Tua, and Tua was a miraculous change in it.
But to finish what I was saying, it's like Jalen Hurts. It was a breath of fresh air. The defense played good yesterday. I mean, last week. That's the best we played in all season long. That's the best game we played all season long with Jalen Hurts at quarterback. So salute to them. He will be the starter for the rest of this season. After this season, Carson Wentz will be traded to where? I don't know where, but if we can get a second or third round pick, we'll take it. Jalen Hurts is the future right now. So I'm rolling with it.
Money.
It's a lot of money, but we got to do what we got to do.
All right.
Shout out to me having the best quarterback in the division, like I said at the start of the season.
And you know,
Jalen Hurts might be the
and
best
I already
quarterback.
apologized for the Daniel Jones thing. I was down on Daniel Jones when he got drafted, and I already admitted that I was wrong about that. But now we coming up to that point, that final perspective. So D, I'm gonna let you go last because you're gonna touch on that situation. Actually, I'm gonna start my final perspective. What can I say? COVID-19. Just go off the cuff on this one. Very, very crazy times. We got 2 companies that got a vaccine. I don't know where you guys fall. I have my thoughts on it. But whatever you decide, just make an informed decision. Make sure you do your research. Make sure, you're doing your own, not Facebook research, not just solely word of mouth research, but actually do your own research, understand the facts, and then make an informed decision. Whatever you choose, thank God we live in a free country and we do have our choice. But I don't know about you guys, but I am ready for this COVID thing to be over. So just shout out to all of the people that are still in the hospital, the people who are still being infected. I pray you guys have a speedy recovery. And that just anybody who has lost someone through this pandemic, I just offer you, just positive light and condolences, and hope we all make it out through well. But that's all I got, man. Courtney, what's your final perspective?
Final perspective. I'm just gonna gloat and talk shit. I really don't have a final perspective. Final perspective is the NFC. I have the best quarterback in the NFC. I now have the best running back in the NFC, and I have the best defense in the NFC. Matter of fact, I got the best coach in the NFC East. Excuse me. Let me be specific. I have the best coach, quarterback, defense, and running back in the NFC East, and that was a beautiful fucking thing because nobody would have even thought of that at the beginning of the season, but my stupid ass. Also, my final perspective is LaMelo Ball is hooping. Y'all, everybody told me he wouldn't be able to hoop and he wouldn't be able to shoot. The boy looked like he could shoot tonight. 18-5, LaMelo finna show the world, man. Y'all better pay attention. Y'all, everybody thought. Remember, I said this. If you love Luka, LaMelo gonna do the same thing for Charlotte, man.
Love Luka. Okay, and Bo 2.0, talk to me, man. What's your final perspective?
This is our last show, last live show. Before the new year. I just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year. 2020 been a crazy year. We got 2 weeks left, and if you make it through, it's 2 weeks, 2 long weeks. But if you make it to 2021, give yourself a pat on the back, man. Real talk, because 2020 changed out everybody's life forever, and that's just facts. And stay prayed up, stay safe, and that's all I got to say.
All right, cool. And last but not least, Mr. Professional, take us home. What's your final perspective?
First of all, let me, before I even get into my final perspective, shout out to Ahmad Caver. Shout out to Memphis for drafting a nephew, man. Or for signing a nephew, I should say. Doing big things, man. Shout out to Kia Anderson. Shout out to everybody that's hustling to get into the league, even certain individuals that are being overshadowed by the publicity of their parents. Jello. So this one is this is a I'll say this is a little bit sentimental. So I'm gonna try to keep it I'll try to keep it as professional as possible. But shout out to Rube Foster, and the creator of the Negro National Baseball League, the Negro Leagues. It was announced yesterday that the Negro Leagues were finally being recognized and incorporated into baseball history, including the statistics that they actually took record of.
Strong.
Which they could have really shitted on because, they didn't acknowledge black people as being able to count, let alone read. So it's been a long time coming. I appreciate Major League Baseball for taking the time out, even though it's in my mind it's a political op because of all of the motivation behind black issues and things of that nature going on right now, especially with the quote unquote black vice president and the new regime coming in. I think it's a great marketing ploy, but nonetheless, recognition is recognition. If you damn, Irv know how to fuck some shit up, yo. This nigga just spilled sweet tea all over my microphone, bro.
Life comes at you fast. Continue.
Go ahead, man.
Jesus Christ. I'm gonna kill your ass, nigga. It's oftentimes, man, we talk about what being man, let me speak freely.
Thank you.
Too often times we are overly confused and overly excited about being included in some white shit. I'm sick of it. We want to be a part of the NCAA National Championship, white shit. We wanted to be desegregated so we can be included in some white shit.
I plead the fifth.
We want to be. Everything is about being included in some white shit. When you talk and understand, I'm going somewhere with this. No disrespect to white shit, but when you talk about it that way, when we separate things that way, it becomes white against black. You open up the door to that type of conversation. It's us against them, white against black, men against female. You open up those types of doors, open up those types of conversations. You allow for separatism to take a strong stance in something that should be celebrated. I'm not here for it. I appreciate what Major League Baseball has done. I would have appreciated it more if it wasn't a marketing ploy. If they just took the stats in and just added them in, and we just went about life like, yo, we really trying to, like, there's other things going on right now. There's COVID. There's people without jobs right now. There's people out there that can't, let alone pay student loans, let alone their mortgage. This is way bigger than a marketing ploy, a photo op. And so a person that has lobbied and fought for HBCUs to be
That's true.
to be seen, heard, and included on every platform, not just in some white shit, but just worldwide, I'm saying this isn't good enough. I appreciate what y'all did, man, but the conversation needs to go from let's include us into some white shit to let's just move forward as a culture. I need to shout out the people that laid their lives on the line to make this shit happen, though. Jackie Robinson, again, Rube Foster. I wonder where Satchel Paige is in the
one of the
record
best
books
pinches
right
ever.
I wonder where Satchel
Ever.
Paige is in the record books right now.
Yeah, we have to look that up. That's a good question.
As a kid that played baseball,
Where's Josh Gibson at?
where's Josh?
Yes.
Bro, as a kid that played baseball, I only heard stories about these guys, and they were legendary stories.
Right.
And for me, growing up in a time where TVs and computers weren't everywhere, oratory representation meant a lot to me growing up. And so I said the whole cultural thing because I feel like we as a culture, as a humanity, need to move past. Like if we need to take steps to move on, to move forward.
All right, Jigga Man.
Remember where we came from, so we can understand where we're trying to push towards. So forgetting the slavery shit, white people. I'm sorry that people that's trying to tell you that ain't happening, because if you forget about it, you'll forget the honor behind it. But as pertaining to this baseball conversation, this is long overdue. And so because it's long overdue and we were owed it, I don't even want to focus on it. Let's start talking about the next thing that we can be fully inclusionary of as a people, so that there are no more firsts like this.
Okay. And I'm going to leave it at that. And with that, thank you for everybody who tuned in. Thank you for everybody who commented. Just special shout out to the Rise Up Sports family. Special shout out to the On Point Network. And just special shout out to just everybody out there in general. Thank you very much for tuning in. We will be back next week, but we will be virtual. And same energy, same fun, same attention to detail. But just thank you very much, guys. Peace and blessings.
Peace out. Shout out to HBCU Esports and Game Breakers, man. Sponsors.
Yeah, Thursday, Monday that game.